Hi, it's Vivian the Somm Next Door. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Hi. We haven't been doing Vivian wine lessons, and I was kind of inspired by people in the comments being like, hello, knock knock, where are you? Can we get back to normal programming? I will do my best. So today we're gonna be talking about German wines, Alsatian wines. I feel like I haven't really, we've kind of tiptoed around it, but we haven't really talked about it. There's so much to go into. And doesn't this look so tasty? If you like this channel, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, and let us get started. Oh my gosh. So I pivoted this wine because I was like, well, am I gonna drink all of this? I have another bottle open that I do want to bring out. Today I am drinking a Julian Hart Riesling Cabernet from the Mosel. We'll be getting into all of this stuff, but it's been hot, or it's been getting hot today. It's almost like 80 degrees. It just flipped like a switch. It was like cold one day and now it's hot. And I've just been really feeling the white wines lately. I've been tiptoeing with some rosés, but I've noticed my hand tends to reach for German and Alsatian wines. And it makes it easy because they have these long flute-like wine bottles. So it's kind of easy to pick out if you're looking in a wine store and being like, what wines is she talking about? They're typically in these long fluty bottles. In Germany, yes, you will see some Pinot Noirs. They're growing much more of that, but Riesling is definitely the king there. So Rieslings are so food friendly. They're just tasty to drink by themselves. Like a little honey. Oh, it's so juicy. I have yet to meet a wine nerd who's like, I hate Rieslings, especially like German Rieslings. It just doesn't exist. I feel like there's an appreciation for German Rieslings because there is such nuance. What makes Rieslings unique in Germany is that there's a lot of acidity in these grapes. And so with that acidity, it becomes very light. It's about the pureness of the grape and the land. Most winemakers don't really like to tamper and change the flavor. They like to just let the grape and the land speak for themselves. A lot of times you will see 100% of a single varietal. I do have some blends here and there, but for the most part, especially really nice German wines or Alsatian wines, it's typically just one grape. It seems really scary. Honestly, sometimes saying the words are kind of fun. I think the German section was actually the hardest section to learn because you really had to learn the German phrases and what things meant and reading the label. So let's kind of get into a little bit of reading labels for German wines. There are two different systems. You have your traditional system and your modern system. Modern system, very simple. You will see there's an eagle logo with some grapes. That's to denote VDP, or part of the modern system. With the modern system, as you can see, they make it very simple. It's like, okay, we have the grape, which is Riesling, we have the vintage, we have the producer, and okay, so Trocken means dry. Basically, very simple. Meanwhile, you have the traditional system, and yeah, it can be kind of intimidating. You're like, what are all these words on here? So in the traditional system, we gotta take it back before all this talk about climate change. In Germany, it was really hard to get your grapes ripen because they're pretty far north. If you look at the wine regions in Germany, they tend to be in the southern part because north is pretty cold, and they tend to be along the rivers on south facing slopes because that magnifies how much sunlight they get. And they also tend to be grown in soils that retain heat, like slate, like in the Mosel. One of the levels in the traditional system is about ripeness. And ripeness does not necessarily mean sweetness. All right, so we start off with Cabernet. The soonest that you pick the grapes, Cabernet, Spätlese, Auslese, Beeren Auslese, Trockenbeeren Auslese, and Eiswein. And that is the ranking by ripeness. So now, you know, most grapes can reach Auslese, Spätlese. It's not too difficult for the grapes to reach that ripeness, but back in the day, it was not always given that grapes would get that ripe. So that is a mark of quality. Next, you actually have like the sweetness scale. So like we saw, trocken means dry. Halbtrocken means half dry. So let's look at this bottle. So you have the producer over here. So right, Alfred Merkelbach, a pretty good producer in the Mosel. We have, you can see the grape variety, Riesling, Cabernet, a very light wine. My camera overheated. It does that. All right, so where were we? Erdener. That is the village. This is the vineyard. So if you see ER, that in my mind, I'm like, it means of, so vineyard of village. Mosel Riesling, so tasty. This one, oh my goodness, it's going down so easy. I'm like, oh, use the Corvin just in case you don't drink it. Joke's on me. But, you know, this is like insurance, just in case I don't finish it. At least it'll stay fresh longer. So VDP versus traditional system. Here's another one. This is from the Rheingau, which is another German region, which is a little bit more south. And I would say the Rieslings in the Rheingau tend to be a little bit more rounder just because it's in a more southern climate. This one actually though was like it was like super trocken, super dry, right? So Cabernet, really lightweight. Rheingau is also a really great place to get Rieslings. Pfalz is like, they're doing a lot of interesting things there. If you're looking for some nice, really refreshing wines, I would head to Germany. Some of their rosés, really tasty. I had a really good rosé from the Mosel. It was a Spätburgunder from AJ Adam. Very light, strawberries. It was just so clean, so clean. I would buy that again, except it was the last one at the store that I went to. And I saw it, I knew I needed to take it. Like literally my hand was like, up, come to me. This one is a rosé. Again, you can see this is modern, the modern system, VDP. I would say this is like $20. And as you can kind of tell, this is a land wine, so very kind of like a table wine, kind of basic, but sometimes it's kind of nice to go basic because some of the higher end Rieslings are kind of expensive. I would say for a good Riesling, you're looking at like $40+ for like a good traditional Riesling. They're expensive. Ooh, wow. That was so tasty. Hydrate and wine change. So I have an Alsatian wine. This is Amelie and Charles Spar. So if you look at a map, Alsace is east, near the mountains, close to Germany. So as you can see, lots of German influence. The flute bottle is back in play. And Riesling, along with Gewürztraminer, Pinot Gris, and Muscat. So those are actually, by law, the 4 main grapes that can be Grand Cru status, like high-end status. They do produce some Pinot Noirs, some Pinot Blanc, and like Sylvaner, similar to Germany, very clean style, neutral container, so either in cement tanks or stainless steel tanks. They're very purist, although this one I kind of was looking is a blend of grapes. So we got in here Riesling, I believe Pinot Gris and Muscat. Pinot Gris is a little bit heavier in body. It has like that almond, like a slight like bitterness to it. So this is giving like a slight bittery note. So Alsatian wines, if you had to compare them to German wines, I think they have a little bit more body to them, more robust flavor, more minerality compared to their German counterparts. And I would say they tend to be a little bit less expensive if you're not looking at the top tier Alsatian wine. So this one, yeah, definitely a lot more body. I believe this is like 12.5% alcohol, but doesn't feel heavy still. You just can tell that there's more weight to it. There's like a peachy floralness, and I think the floral comes from the Muscat. Muscat's known for its floral qualities. So I would kind of look into those grapes, like, yeah, Gewürztraminer, Rieslings, Pinot Gris, Pinot Noirs from the area. Just explore it more. One of the things that people always like think about Riesling too is the petrol characteristic. It's not present in all Rieslings. Like in the one that I just drank, I didn't really perceive that much petrol. But especially as they get older, right? So this is like more than 20 years old. There is a compound, is it like TDN, like trimethyl dihyd, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how to say that. I don't know, TDN, I just say TDN. That tends to come up in Riesling, especially if they get like some sunlight exposure while they're grown. So sometimes growers will shade the grapes a little bit more. I think it's just like fascinating that like that could be so rubber tire or whatever, that's like, that actually is like the sensation sometimes that you get when you're drinking Riesling, and you're like, how is that nice? But it just kind of adds like a nuance to it. So these are the wines that I've been drinking lately, just as like the season has been turning. I have been using my Corvins, my Pivot, and my Timeless 3. I was like, oh, I'm definitely not using my Timeless 3 on that Riesling because it's just going down so easy. But who knows? I might drink that in like 2 days anyway, so. But it's just nice to have. And again, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up and follow for more information or just me drinking wine. Cheers. And I will catch you guys later.